¿Qué pasa, mi gente? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the corporate video strategy for 2026 in order to get you millions of views, clients, and people literally knocking your door down in order to get more appointments and dollar signs in your pockets. My name is Pedro Millan. I literally own 2 SMMA models, literally generating over 6 figures and 50 million views to my name and 100 appointments set and a Grammy. Not trying to sell you anything, just want you to make better content. So I want you to take into consideration the fact that you've literally seen 1,000 times slow B-roll of like your office, generic music, maybe some buzzwords on a screen for SEO, whatever, hiring an SEO agency, and a CEO reading a script off to their side like this. And that's not a video strategy, okay? It's a very expensive screensaver, all right? So in 2026, I want you to start thinking about your corporate video overall and figure out whether if it actually helps you get clients or it gets ignored, literally on your website. So this video is about turning these types of videos or branded content from cringe into a client magnet. So let's start with a goal. So we want to make sure that we're taking into consideration that your video is a sales agent. And what does that mean? It's not necessarily a place for vanity, okay? We're not trying to get 1 million views. We're not trying to be the next influencer. We're not trying to turn the CEO into the face of everything, okay? What we're trying to do is we're trying to essentially generate clients for you and your business so that way you can consistently have a decent profit margin for you, your employees, and everybody else. So I want you to understand that your corporate video isn't necessarily or has to look essentially professional anymore. It needs to be a 24/7 sales rep. What does that mean? It basically warms up leads, it builds trust off literally your own notoriety, it shortens your sales cycle, and it drives people to calls, demos, bookings, whatever it is that your service-based business is. So the key question is, if this video does its job, what action should a stranger take after watching it? And more often than not, that'll literally solve all your problems if you literally just ask yourself that question. So first thing and foremost, you got to know who you're talking to, okay? So you got to speak your audience's language. I literally talk about this on my channel a crap ton because I want you to understand that speaking their language, at least for the audience essentially, is that most brands talk in corporate, right? And their customers essentially think in real life. Like how many times have you seen like all of your customers go like, yes, well the Inquisition acquisition, this, that, and the third to the third power, triple axle flip into a pool. Like nobody talks in very huge words. They talk in very small, very minute, like bank of vocabulary. Like everybody in the US at least speaks from a 5th grade reading level. So then why are you going to be using big words like SAT words in your videos? So with that, you need to understand your viewer and define it once you're trying to create a video campaign or multiple video campaigns for that matter, whether it be on social media, on your website, or anywhere that you create videos for yourself video marketing wise. So I want you to figure out first while you're watching this video, who is your ideal audience? What do they want? What are they afraid of? And from there, you'll get a semblance of essentially what they're going through and where do they have to be or how do they have to feel in order to actually watch your video, and how can they make a choice to give you a transaction afterwards? So it's like literally being dropped in a foreign country, and if you speak their language, they lean in. That's with anybody. Like if you literally go to Suriname and you speak Dutch, everybody's gonna be like, dang bro, you happen to know Dutch? That's crazy. And if you hit them with buzzwords, they literally tune out. Like literally like, what is it? Ingeminishable or whatever word that's literally in the dictionary. Like nobody's gonna respond to that. They're gonna respond to like, does this make me money? Does this solve my problem? Does this help me out in some way, shape, or form, right? Now, next thing, in your videos, you have to understand like what is the core message and purpose? Like what does this company stand for? If you have a video on your website, if you have a video on social media, if you have a video literally anywhere, maybe even a landing page just as a VSL, a video sales letter if you don't know what that is, you always want to be talking about your purpose. And this is over your content, because anywhere that you literally have yourself on video just like this, we want to clarify what problem do we actually solve better than anybody else, and that's with our product or service. What belief do we have about money, work, service, or our results, and why should anyone care about any of the stuff that we do, right? And this essentially becomes the backbone of every single video, especially when making corporate video for your website, social media, etc. If there's not a clear message, then it's literally just more corporate wallpaper, and we don't want that. So here are the 4 pillars of videos, at least the 4 pillar types of videos that every corporate brand should be making and needs absolutely right now. And I want you to take this into consideration. You want to make sure that every single video that you make for your business provides value, there's a story, and it equates to money. Like literally turns your videos into dollar signs. So the first thing is authority. Educational videos, right? Literally, well, this could be on your social media, this could be on your landing page, this could be anywhere that somebody is trying to learn something from your business about you or what you do, right? So literally starting out videos like, here's how we think about this problem, where you're teaching frameworks, where you're showing your expertise, where you're using simple language. Things like YouTube or LinkedIn or anywhere where people would find educational systems from your business that they'll actually buy, right? Next is customer story, right? So like case studies being like before and afters, like how did we do it? Like this person gained $50 million after working with us. Like lawyers are really good at this by putting them over billboards. Like you see them all the time. It's just like Johnson & Johnson, this, that, and the third, saved me $1 million, this, that, and whatever. This is where literally performance marketing, more so than anything else, and storytelling meet, because it's literally a person attached to the result. So therefore, when you find the client result, you're going to find it in your videos, you're going to find it in your content, you're going to find it everywhere that you post any videos, what the sort. Next thing is behind the scenes. This is stupid important because people have connections with the people associated with the businesses that they're purchasing from. For example, literally with Gymshark, like the CEO never comes out in any of the videos, but guess who he does put in the videos? Influencers, right? So we're talking Sarah Safari, Chris Williamson, literally C-Bum, literally Will Tennyson, now Jesse James West. Like all these people that we generate a relationship via their own content, but now they're associated with Gymshark. So then guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna be like, I like this guy, I like this girl, I like this person, I like this influencer. Now I'm going to buy these people because they're building trust with themselves individually, but the company as a whole develops this ecosystem of trust where these are real people and it's not just a faceless logo, right? And the last thing is a direct offer. More so than anything else, you have to have a percentage of your videos that actually generate a result. Meaning like for landing pages, for ads, for email, it doesn't matter. Wherever you're sending a video where you want a conversion to happen, where there's a clear problem, there's a clear solution, and you have a clear CTA. And essentially like book a call, schedule a demo, DM us and we'll send you this lead magnet. It doesn't matter. The point is to make a conversion happen. And that's where anywhere in your funnel. So those are the 4 pillars as far as the types of corporate videos you need to be making on a consistent basis. And this is for any business, okay? And then here's the structure for non-corporate videos that are non-cringe that you could literally do today. So the first thing is a few storytelling frameworks, okay? So the first thing is hook, retain, reward, or hook, story, offer, dependent on who you learned this from, being Alex Hormozi or Russell Brunson, which is essentially providing them with a hook at the beginning of a video, literally at the first 2 to 3 seconds of a video that provides an emotional response. Like let's say you're in the gym knees. I'm using fitness in a lot of my videos because I literally just came from the gym. But essentially, like, let's say you're a fitness company and you're like, this is the worst Go Gel that any runner could take right now, or like in 2026. It's like, what? The worst Go Gel? Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's literally essentially the gels that runners use on a consistent basis when they run marathons. I just ran a marathon, so I'm literally going to be talking about it in every single video. Anyway, that's the point, right? That's the hook. How we're going to retain them and tell them the story is essentially either with a hook, a list, step, or story. So 3 things within that specific Go Gel, using the same example, that are absolutely amazing, or the worst. Worst, best, it doesn't matter. Step, 3 things that you should, 3 steps to use a Go Gel when you're running. And the next thing, a story. It's like, I used 6 Go Gels, I think it was 6 actually, when I first ran my marathon, and this is what actually happened. Like, I was pretty much satiated, I had all my electrolytes, I didn't have to get any water, I was pretty chill for the remainder of my marathon. The only thing that caved out was at my legs. And if you want to learn how to not cave out your legs so your feet don't throw out gang signs, click the link below and I literally show you my checklist as far as like your nutrition and what you should be able to do. Right? That's one storytelling framework. Another one is Yap videos, right? So like, let's say for example, you want to put up a video talking about anything that you genuinely have conviction for, or anybody that's making videos for your essentially for corporate or for your business overall, whereas you're just genuinely giving your authentic opinion. So what does that look like? You have 4 content buckets, literally 4 content buckets that you can generate content from. So the first one is life advice, the next one is controversial takes, the next one is travel, and the last one is observations of society. Using those examples, let's use a different niche, not the fitness niche. Let's use, I don't know, the photography niche, right? Let's use the photography niche. So life advice about photography. One thing that I absolutely love is 35 millimeters, right? This is a 35 millimeter lens. Let's just say this is a 35 millimeter lens because of said reasons. And I literally talk about the reason why with conviction about why I believe the things that I say, right? Life advice. So always use 35 millimeters, especially for, I don't know, like in the photography sense or for the videography sense, right? So the next thing, let's say it's a controversial take, using the same 35 millimeter lens. It's like 35 millimeter lenses are the best focal range. Like, I won't use anything else. I won't use 18 millimeters. I won't use 21. I won't use 50. I won't use 100. I'm only going to be using 35 because it's literally the best and looks best on camera, right? Observations of society. What I've noticed from all the photographers that I've met around the world, the videographers around the world, they happen to use 35 millimeter lenses. And they always happen to use them for literally portraiture or literally just content via vertical lenses and stuff. And I happen to see that's a really interesting take, right? So then therefore, I'm probably going to be using it too. So you should too, right? And then now travel. This is like, I literally filmed this whole vlog traveling to Dubai with the 35 millimeter lens. And this is what happened. You know what I'm saying? So you got hook, story, offer. You got Yap videos with the 4 buckets of content, which you can literally talk about with conviction. And the last one, or the next 2, are rather vlogs, right? Like vlogging, I don't have to explain it to you. Like if you're watching this video, you have to know what vlogs are. Like I'm not gonna go into the depths of like how to vlog or anything like that. I will eventually in this channel, but like I'm not gonna do it in this video. Like anybody that's related to the business overall and wants to make content that's okay with being vlogged and literally like day in the life, or like this is what I do as a sales rep at 32 years old, like this, that, and whatever. This is what working for Google is, you know, looks like, this, that, and whatever. So that's cool. Those are great. The next tier below that is making green screen videos. And the green screen videos are stupid important because you're essentially making content reacting to stuff that has already been made. Example, the news. Like literally you're out here, it's like I use the tariffs as an example. Let's say in that same photography niche, right? We'd be like, oh my God, tariffs are amazing, or tariffs are terrible, and this is how it's going to affect the photography industry. You can literally do that in a long form video or a short term video anywhere, like literally anywhere. And then with the videos that you're making, let's say a certain percentage of them have a clear call to action. If that's literally 20%, awesome. If that's 30%, awesome. Even, hey, some people even do 50% of literally just content that they're just posting out just to develop a brand, but then on the other 50%, they have a clear call to action every single time. So that's up to you. I'm not gonna tell you which one it works more or which one generates more clients, but you still have to start and you still have to make consistent content on a consistent basis. So, and the next thing, essentially your production philosophy. So like, I want you to stop hiding behind gear. And I'm saying this to all the business owners that literally have a supercomputer in their pockets being their phone. And more so than anything else, I think you should stop buying gear and just literally focus on the camera gear that you currently have and just figure out concepts about filming, like videography overall, that matter most, which is clear audio, decent lighting, clean framing, and someone who necessarily believes what they are saying, especially when it comes to being a founder or a CEO talking about the stuff that is in relevance to the company that they're basically serving. Because I'll tell you one thing, a confident founder on a phone will always beat a terrified exec on a cinema camera, like especially if they're reading a script more so than anything else. So especially if they don't believe in it. So now, once you have all that taken into consideration, you like literally the content that you need to make, the stuff that you need to be, the way to tell them, the storytelling frameworks, etc., etc., etc. Now we get into distribution and repurposing, right? We want to make sure that every video is working harder. And that's in the sense of like, when you're making videos, you have to do this with the intention of understanding that your videos can be posted anywhere. So then what are you gonna do as the business owner? First of all, you need to be able to make videos on a consistent basis. That's number one. And if you want to check that out, like any videos on how to make a daily content, you can check the rest of my channel. I literally talk about it all the time. But the main thing that you want to take into consideration is get a system in order to make content daily. I'm not going to explain it in this video. Like, you can literally check out the rest of the channels on my channel. The rest of the videos on my channel. I basically make daily content. And then from there, you're going to essentially shoot a bunch of B-roll, roughly, because what are you going to use in order to make reference to points that you're making on your content if you don't have B-roll videos of your business, of your employees, of everybody else that's literally operating in your current business, right? Even the CEO, let's say, or any of the activities or services or products that you literally provide. And then from there, you're just basically going to scale both types of content on a consistent basis, whether it be the B-roll stuff or the more intentional stuff with the storytelling, either hook story offer or any of the Yap videos or vlogging or any of the stuff, right? And once you have a handle on how to make those types of content overall, you have to develop systems behind them. Because if you don't, posting randomly is not necessarily a strategy. Having a consistent distribution is where brands never lose. Because I guess if there was one thing that I would tell every single business owner to do literally going into 2026, it'd be make a system to make consistent content daily. And I'm talking multiple times daily. Minimum two posts, especially if they're short form. Minimum 2 posts every single day. And then from there, start ads. Start making ads and then generate paid media traffic if you have the budget for it to literally funnel all that traffic into your channels so that way you can generate a result that you can track, okay? So that's the main thing that I would take into consideration. You don't want to track views. You don't want to track likes. You want to make sure that you're tracking watch time on your videos, essentially retention, your clicks to your landing page, your cost per lead, your book calls, the revenue influenced by your video campaigns. And if we can't tie the content to the exact pipeline that we're generating, then we're just making art. We're not necessarily marketing. And the whole point of introducing video into your company overall is literally so you can make more dollar signs. So then why would you just settle just to make content or get somebody just to make content for you and then just not take into consideration how is that bringing you more money? At the end of the day, if you're just doing that, then you're just basically losing money. But more so than anything else, your marketing has to be consistent, especially when it comes to video. So when you turn this into a system, it literally becomes a strategy that doesn't necessarily go viral, but it does bring you more dollar signs because it's something that you can actually track, you can commit to, and on top of that, it's something that's worthwhile that somebody actually want to watch. Anyway, so that's literally everything that you should be doing as a business going into 2026, at least with a corporate video strategy. Other than that, if you have any more questions, just put them down in the comments. If you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel because I literally put videos out like this every single day, and I literally put out so much freaking gems so you guys can learn from this overall. Otherwise, if you guys happen to be people that are making content for other people and want to develop an agency of your own, so like I did when I first started with video overall, you can click the first link in the description. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Peace.